Hubert just spent 20 minutes of his practice session looking at his phone. He's barely concentrated on the new drum fill that he was supposed to learn like 2 weeks ago. And while Hubert is scrolling on his phone, he sees a drummer on Instagram. And he's looking at this drummer playing, and Hubert gets very angry because he can't play like this drummer. And even though this drummer on Instagram and Hubert has played for the same exact amount, this random guy was somehow playing better than Hubert was. And as Hubert is about to leave this hate comment on this innocent guy, he hears his door open, and this random guy suddenly comes in Hubert's room and drops his phone down. And then he casually says, "We have no time to waste." Hubert's so confused. Who is this guy? And why is he in my house? And why did he just drop my $1,000 phone on the floor? And strangely enough, this was the guy who Hubert was just about to leave a hate comment on. And his name was Archimedes. Archimedes had also played drums as much as Hubert did, but he was a little different. You see, he discovered these small but strange habits that made him 100 times better than Hubert was. Okay, bro, one of the best habits that will instantly make you a better drummer today is becoming more productive in your practice sessions. Bro, I see you literally getting sidetracked by this notification on your phone for the 5th time in your practice sessions, just like Hubert does. One way to stop this unfocused and unproductive practice session is just simply by noticing that you have gotten distracted and putting your phone down and just going back to focusing on your drumming. It's as simple as that. If you straight up implement this, then you'll instantly gain my respect and Archimedes' respect, bro. So pause this video right now, and if you really want this video to help you, just apply this. Which actually comes to our second point here, which will literally fast track your progress on drums, bro. I'm so grateful I did this when I was starting out. I would literally just watch a drumming video, and then straight up after that, I would implement what I've just learned on drums. And this is what you're exactly going to do too. You're going to learn from these, educative, actually intelligent drumming videos, not like mine. You're gonna learn from these intelligent drummers, and then you're gonna get that knowledge and you're actually going to apply it to your drumming. And so many people just skip the applying part and just obtain the knowledge. Like, we know what to do, but we don't apply it. And this literally fast tracks your progress, bro, because instead of just learning and just knowing what to do, you're now going to take action, which will make your brain retain the information that you've just learned, but you can actually see if it works or not. And this even works better if you're a beginner drummer, because if you're a beginner right now, then you have to have this sort of motivation for drums, this strong motivation, right? Because you've just started this new instrument. Everything is just exciting and new to you. And this is actually so good because now you have this motivation. You can use this motivation to apply what you've just learned on drums, because it's very rare that you've just started drums and you're unmotivated on it. You're gonna want to practice drums close to every single day, right? So whenever you want to practice, just look at some videos and then use this motivation to apply it. So I constantly watch these videos of, ZackGrooves and Benny Greb and stuff. And I feel like all of these drummers don't practice regular stuff, or they practice stuff that aren't in the regular way. So usually drummers just practice their subdivisions, their rudiments and stuff, but the top G's, the top real Giga Chad drummers like Archimedes and stuff, they seem to practice weird things which are outside of drumming. And of course they still, practice their rudiments and stuff, but they also practice these weird things that strangely make their drumming so much better. And one example that I can give of this is Benny Greb, and he does normal things, right? But one of the strange things he does is he practices these weird breathing methods from a guy called Wim Hof, and he practices like meditation and all of this weird stuff outside of drumming, which actually help his drumming even more. And these drummers actually think outside of the box. Like, they put the box out of their heads and say like, okay, how do we apply stuff from like other things to drumming? And so if you've noticed my videos or have been kind of watching it for a while, then you know that I don't rely on the normal things, right? Because the normal things, Drumeo can teach you those things, right? But I rarely actually teach those things. And this is kind of a side thing here, but like, you can apply so many more things to drumming to get better results. Because if these top drummers practice these weird things, then why shouldn't you and I, practice these weird things, bro? And the next point is being patient. So if you look at these top drummers who've played for like 15, 20 years, what do you think they did? Because I'm going to guarantee you that they haven't watched a single Faster Hands in 30-day challenge videos. They simply just stuck to the basics for a long period of time, for the same amount that I have existed on this earth. I'm 15 years old, and these drummers have been playing for 20 years. And do you think they really watched these useless top 7 ways in 30 days Faster Hands challenge videos? Or do you think they just put in hard work for these 20 years and got the results? And speaking of work, this brings me to my next habit, which is working hard. So there's an entrepreneur I love called Alex Hormozi, and even though he's not a drummer, he has $100 million in net worth, which literally means he's a multi-millionaire. Do you know the core thing, the core message that Alex Hormozi says in every video of his, every podcast of his? It's to work hard. Imagine a multi-millionaire who knows a lot about business and all of this, and he's just telling us to work hard. That should really make you click something inside of your head, because a lot of people just look for the secret methods. But the truth is that if this multi-millionaire just says to work hard, then this should really make you question those people who say like top 7 ways to get faster hands. And I'll give you this analogy to drive it all home. So this analogy is called eating the frog, and it is quite literally what it sounds like. Okay, so imagine you had to eat a frog for this dinner tonight, and you had to eat this alive frog. And so you had 2 options, right? Either you could finish the frog first and eat the frog first, which doesn't taste nice, and I don't want to eat this frog. Would you get the hard stuff out of the way first so that you can actually enjoy your meal? Or would you eat the desserts and all of this and that and then eat the frog? And you might have said the first option, but a lot of people, including me when I started, and maybe you, eat the frog last. We say I'll just do drumming later. It's okay. It's only 3 p.m. right now. I can eat food maybe. And you just delay it in the day, when the top drummers actually just practice first, get it out of the way first, and then they'll enjoy the rest of their day. And then the same thing with their practice sessions. They do the hardest stuff like practicing rudiments first, and then they play along songs or anything. Now you're going to say, yeah, first Tom, absolutely, we work hard. But do you really work hard, bro? I mean, how consistent have you been in the last week or past couple of days in drumming? How many times did you actually practice your rudiments this week? Because you're a self-taught drummer, and I don't know why, but this seems to happen to all self-taught drummers where our left hand is weak. Pretty sure your left hand is still weak, bro. So I'm gonna ask you, are you really working hard on drums? And then after watching this video, you'll probably get hyped up and want to practice your rudiments or something. But after a week, are you still going to keep that same motivation? I don't think so. And that's why you should instead aim to be consistent. And there's actually a formula to achieve consistency in drums, bro. And I've just learned this, and I have actually mentioned this on my community posts. You can check out my community posts page. I do give you advice on there as well. So I got this equation from watching a podcast from The Diary of a CEO. Even though he's not a drumming channel, I like to apply these weird things to drumming. And so the equation is this, alright? The consistency of drums equals how much drums matter to you plus how much you enjoy drums minus the effort that you have to put to play drums. So for example, if drums matter to you a lot and you enjoy playing drums so much and your drum set is literally right next to you, then you're gonna play drums all day, right? And now understanding this, I want you to kind of question yourself, like, how can you increase how much drums matter to you, the enjoyment of drums, and how can you decrease the effort that you have to put in order to play drums? You can increase how much drums matter to you by motivating yourself to play drums, for example, and by reminding yourself why you started playing drums in the first place. This is kind of a weird one, but like it also works as well. And for the enjoyment part, you can play along to songs more often, and you can bring your drum set closer to you so that you make it easier for yourself to practice. For example, you can put your practice pad in your room so that whenever you have a spare like 15 minutes, you can just practice. And I actually have my practice pad in my room so that whenever I have like a spare 15 minutes or something, I can just practice. And this is super useful, bro. I want you to try this as well. If you have like a stand for your practice pad and everything, then bring your practice pad to your room and literally just practice whenever you have free time. And that's how Archimedes made huge progress in drumming. He has these small little weird habits that he does, but he made huge progress using them. And you might say that these habits are so obvious, but the thing is that a lot of successful drummers, they just do simple stuff like this, which 99% of drummers overlook, and then that's how they become the 1% of drummers. Sure, working hard or being focused is really basic, bro, but if you really just boil down success in drums or in life, it comes down to the simplest things, and you shouldn't believe these clickbait videos that tell you otherwise.
Hell no, man. What do I
Dryer, man.
mean?